Oh, this is a rare occasion. I can't remember the last time a new tarnished made their way to the round table.
Hello and welcome to PlayStation Access. My name is Rosie, and after playing for over 168 hours, I am finally ready to talk about Elden Ring. When Elden Ring was first announced, everyone's excitement was off the charts. We gobbled up all the latest info. New trailers? Give me that. Did you say Elden Ring?
Hello?
So I made a promise to myself. I said, Rosie, when Elden Ring comes out, you will play nothing else until it's finished. After months of waiting, the fateful day arrived. 25th of February, 2022. It was time to keep my promise. 7 days in game, over 100 bosses and approximately 53 gallons of blood, sweat and more sweat later, I finally finished it. Here are my stats, by the way, in case you're interested. A mammoth game I simply could not stop playing.
I can hear you screaming, but why, Rosie? Why could you not put this game down? Why has it taken you so long to finish it? Why has it been the only thing you've spoken about on the channel for ages?
Was it because of the combat? Yes, I was fighting all who opposed me. Was it because of the side characters? Again, yes, I love them. Alexander and Blythe are my favourites. Was it because I was helping others in their worlds? That too. I love being a helping hand. Was it because of the story? Even though there's still so much to uncover? Yes, 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 and yes. But I would say more than anything, the biggest reason I couldn't put Elden Ring down for a silly amount of hours was that world. I think it's absolutely stunning, and I've spent hours just roaming around, absorbing everything. From staring at gorgeous landscapes to taking pictures of my character lying on the floor, I've loved simply being in this place. I've always loved the worlds From Software creates. I don't know how the team does it, but each area within their games always feels unique, enigmatic and exciting.
I'm currently trying to collect all the art books for their games, and was so desperate for the Bloodborne one, I bought it in French. The only thing I know to say in French is excusez-moi, parlez-vous anglais?
The world of Yharnam is a perfect example of From Software's incredible world building. You remember the Victorian-styled streets, the Gothic elegant castles. You remember the unsettling fish town in the DLC. You remember everything because of how distinct all the locations are, because the team poured into each area so much love and detail that you genuinely feel as if you're there. I can literally smell the fish in Fishing Hamlet.
Oh, sorry, that's my lunch.
The world of Elden Ring gave me the exact same feelings. Not the sensation of smelling fish, but the excitement and anticipation of wondering what I was going to find next. It's a sensation that grew the more I played, starting out as a simple appreciation of the gentle hills and nice trees of Limgrave, to a feeling of wonder and amazement as the world continued to reveal more of itself. As soon as I entered the lands between, I was hooked. When I opened the doors to Limgrave, rather than simply going to the site of grace and being told, "You're maidenless, ha ha ha," I took a couple of steps forward and just looked. Looked at everything. The greenery, the golden tree consuming the sky, the mustard trees, the crumbling buildings in the distance, the big old castle back there, the tree sentinel trotting around being a
absolute sausage of a boss.
I was blown away by this area alone, but I had no idea how much variety there was to come. At least, not until I encountered a certain treasure chest.
The most stressful treasure chest of my life.
I ventured into the dragon ruins, knowing there was a dragon in the lake thanks to playing the beta, and found this lovely chest. In the beta, I remembered there was an item in here. In the full game, however, this treasure chest contained something completely different. After being teleported, I suddenly became flustered. What happened? Where was I? Where's the lake? I took a couple of steps out of this shack and saw nothing but glimmering
crystals.
I was in awe by how the world had, in an instant, shifted from a giant lake to this wonderful cave of goodies. Then quickly terrified as I had no idea where I was, these enemies were not leaving me alone, and I couldn't fast travel to a site of grace as I was stuck in a cave. So I ran through it screaming, "It's so pretty, but I need to go! I need to go now!" And then as soon as I left the cave, I found myself here. This isn't Limgrave. This isn't Limgrave at all.
It was a miserable, damp-looking swamp with a mucky red sky, and I was overflowing with emotions.
Confusion, panic, awe. I was still incredibly flustered. So I did what anyone would have done and ran off to find a site of grace. Only to then be confronted by a gloomy town filled with invisible sorcerers. So panicking, I charged through them, scrambled to a site of grace, and was taken to the Round Table Hold. A majestic castle interior, a large site of grace right in front of me, comforting fireplaces, an ornate chandelier with a grand rug underneath.
And lots of bloodstains.
There were just so many shifts in scenery in so short a time, I genuinely needed a moment. This is when I just knew that Elden Ring was not holding back on its world. I went from greenery, to lake, to crystal, to swamp, to town, to castle interior in the space of around 20 minutes. After the adrenaline subsided, this got me more excited than ever. Now I felt as though I was on a road trip, gazing out the window, wondering what I would see next on my travels.
Where are we going next? Beach?
No.
School?
No.
Tomb?
No.
Cave?
No.
Castle?
No.
Fields?
No.
Magic lands?
No.
An area I won't possibly say because of spoilers?
I am not telling you.
Many people have talked about the incredible sense of discovery they feel when playing Elden Ring. And they're absolutely spot on. Not only discovering secrets from peering into every corner of every ruin, risking your life leaping across platforms with the sheer drop below.
It's always comforting to find a bunch of bloodstains by a cliff edge.
Or finding optional caves and catacombs which reward you with more goodies, but also discovering entire new areas to explore. It's a world that continues to amaze, confound and surprise as it unravels in endlessly unexpected directions. Take my favourite discovery in the game, Siofra River. You've probably found this yourself and will remember the swoop of fear and excitement as you sink further and further, down and down and down through the earth to emerge underneath this enchanting purple sky surrounded by mysterious architecture. It's an unforgettable experience and one that sits prominently in my gaming memory album.
And you can go right next to finding the yellow gem underneath the worm in Croc Legend of the Gobbos.
There's no hint this area exists beforehand. You're just sneaking through Mistwood, avoiding murderous bears.
Don't know about you, but I was terrified of these things.
Until you discover this innocuous little building. Curious, you can't help but have a look and find a single lift. Until now, we've only seen greenery in Limgrave and the odd caves or catacomb. So you take the lift, expecting a cave populated by screaming monkeys. But you don't get that at all. Instead, as you descend, you're teased with glimpses of an altogether different place, as you see a mysterious starry sky.
But I'm going down. How can there be a mysterious starry sky if I'm going underground?
And suddenly, an entire new world has appeared before your eyes. You know in adventure films when the explorer finds a piece of history that has been hidden for thousands of years and their mouths gawp open at the sight of it? This was me. I'd never seen anything like this in any other From Software game. It was love at first sight, and that's when I knew I was in for a completely new adventure. In fact, I was so surprised by this reveal that once the lift stopped, I went back up the lift to see it all over again. Another memorable moment came when I was walking towards this tower, only to see the sky turn an ominous red, as if in warning, "Do not come here! Turn back!"
Yet, like an idiot, I went in anyway, as I wanted to explore this exciting new land. And I got my ass kicked.
Caled, why? I just want to explore. I just want to explore the red place. and then arriving at Three Sisters and being surrounded by mystical blue colours, being teleported to the Halleck tree with its flourishes of pink and brown, and whoa, hang on, I'm in a tree! Arriving at Volcano Manor and being overwhelmed by the amount of red and orange, and then discovering this place holds even more secrets. The variety in areas makes you so excited to progress, and made me want to journey further just so I could see what other marvels From Software cooked up for us.
You may have noticed that I just mentioned a lot of colours, and that's because, despite this game not seeming so at first, it is incredibly colourful.
Violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Elden Ring, a game you might initially think of as bleak and unwelcoming, is like playing a rainbow. Now, I haven't studied design, and I only did art as a GCSE, so I can't tell you about colour theories or anything like that. But Elden Ring's subtle use of colour goes far deeper than surface-level aesthetics. I've already mentioned Caelid screaming "Danger!" to me with its piercing red sky, but the Volcano Manor focuses on killing other Tarnished. A rather menacing cause, wouldn't you say? The violet sky of Nokron, Eternal City. Violet I see as being a very mysterious colour. It invites you to explore the unknown, comforting you as you do so. Almost like this city, which is entirely underground. And the hints of yellow in Lanedale, Royal Capital. Okay, it's more gold, but either way, gold is used a lot to complement royal colours, which to me fits quite nicely with this area being the Royal Capital. And without knowing it, you're feeling exactly what Elden Ring wants you to feel, as it subtly shapes your emotional response through the use of colour. I felt the danger of Caelid. I knew I was looking into some pretty not okay things in the Volcano Manor. I was intrigued by the mysterious city, felt like I was in a rather grand place in the capital. Elden Ring wanted me to feel all these things to bring me into the world more. And by golly did the colours help achieve this.
I've been exposed to so many colours and emotions. I'm calm, I'm angry, I'm intrigued, I'm cautious, I'm hopeful, I'm blue, tappity.
But it's not just that Elden Ring's world is beautiful, it's also what's in the world. It's packed with elements which amplify the atmosphere and help push the story along. Take the Outer Wall battleground, for example. When I encountered it for the first time, I was actually talking to my friend who had just explored this area, and they suggested that I just run through it as there wasn't much to see. But I couldn't do that, as to me there was lots to see. This could have been a bunch of grass, put some soldiers in there, a rolling sheep, and at the very end, what? There's a super strong knight! But there's none of that. It's just you and this battlefield. Elden Ring using this quiet opportunity to give you more insight into the story. I felt a pleasurable sense of melancholy just standing here, using this bleak battlefield as inspiration to paint my own narrative. Then there's Dominula, Windmill Village. Here, a bunch of ladies dance around flowers, having a lovely time. But nowhere else in Elden Ring feels as gleeful as this. These ladies are laughing and singing. Most of the time when something sings, it's a trap! But these ladies are literally just dancing, and I didn't trust it. In fact, I felt very uneasy.
No one can simply be happy in From Software games.
I have no idea what's going on here in all honesty, but I love making guesses about what happened, and slowly investigating areas like this is just another way of how the world has made me put a lot of hours into Elden Ring. So if you could not tell, the thing which has probably blown me away the most in Elden Ring is the art direction. Even when I was fighting Melania, one of the most challenging bosses in the game, I was screaming, "You're so pretty!" as she sliced me to pieces. Astel, natural born of the void. Love this big skeleton-headed bug with wings. And I showed my friend the final boss, which I won't show you, and he said, "I don't know what's going on, but this is very pretty." But to summarize it, the game is just stunning, filled with stories, secrets, and challenges. And I love playing every moment of it.
So thank you, Elden Ring. Thank you for gracefully taking this maiden through your game while she sat on her rump and... I don't know, could this be dog?
But I'm afraid that's all we have time for. Have you spent an obscene amount of hours in this game? What's your favorite thing about it? Let us know in the comments below. Please like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and hit that notification bell so that you stay up to date with the world of PlayStation. Thank you all so much for watching.
PlayStation